players exchanging a few friendly words prior to tip-off. The getting-to-know-you stage of the proceedings. The Hornets are looking to defeat their Eastern Conference rival going into this game. A time-honored tradition. The NBA on 2K Sports. Sunday night hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. A factor in every game, Kemba Walker will be on display.
Yeah, and he's one player who doesn't need a lot of space to get to the basket. He's really crafty, the way he can blast his way straight through traffic. He's really strong.
And he's really one of the most heads-up defenders you'll see, too. I mean, you've got to take care of the ball when you're around him.
Taking a look at Orlando, they return victorious from an undefeated road trip back to the loving embrace of their hometown faithful.
Well, looking at Orlando, they've had such a tremendous regular season. I mean, really exceeding even the most optimistic projections. A bit of a surprise, actually.
And with the playoffs right around the corner, they are really excited to see just how far they can go. They only get so many chances to win it all, and they have to be in that conversation.
Now, here's Walker. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Boston. Lance Stevenson, the all-time leading scorer in the history of high school basketball in New York State. And that's something when you consider the great players who came before him.
Yeah, to be at the top of that list says a lot about his high school career. He actually led Lincoln High School to an unprecedented 4 straight city basketball championships. There's a reason his nickname is Born Ready.
Here's Walker with the three, and he gets the bucket.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Johnson with a screen on Walker. Payton passes to Johnson. That's good, and it's Payton with the assist. Johnson's got his second basket of the night. For Orlando, they won their last contest, that game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
How about the box score from that game? The accuracy from the three-point line, just remarkable.
Yeah, it was a stream of threes that allowed them to repeatedly deflate that crowd.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Oladipo off the pitch from Johnson. Johnson sets the screen for Oladipo. Johnson right side. Down low. Releases. Gordon tries again. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
The offense is getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layups. Earn it from the line.
It's not very often you can say this about the future is looking pretty bright in Charlotte.
So often the season ends and you're thinking about the issues you've got to deal with, but right now the Hornets headed in a good direction.
Now, here's Stevenson. Nice follow-through on the fadeaway. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I caught up with the Hornets head coach. This is a team that loves to run, and he wants to see them do what they love. Fast break basketball should be on the menu today, guys. We'll enjoy watching it.
Thank you, Doris.
And for Charlotte, as you said, part of it is feeling good with their direction, but also they should feel good that they actually have a direction after the way the last few years have been.
Conley setting the pick for Walker. He dishes it to Biombo. Just 5 to shoot. And it's Walker penetrating. The 11-footer. Walker missing again.
You know, having a direction, as you mentioned, had been a problem with Charlotte because they seem to change their minds every year about who they were going to be, and they did it for the last decade or so. Now it seems as though the base is solid, and they've got an idea of how they want to build and who they want to build around, and they've got a group that can go together. Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
Well, he should stay with those basics in a tight ball game because we've got one here tonight.
This is Devonley. Back to Walker. A 3-ball, and that one's good. Walker's got 6 points.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Oladipo with the ball, picked up by Kid Gilchrist. Johnson attacking, and the layup's good off the glass.
So he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Looking at the last game for Charlotte, it was a loss to the Boston Celtics.
You know, that was one of the worst efforts you'll see from them, guys. Even though they were playing against a better team, it shouldn't have been that bad.
And, Steve, even against a mediocre team, that performance wouldn't have been good enough. But you play that way against a good team, and you'll really get blasted.
Boy, he's really been rolling now from three-point range. What an opening quarter for him.
Gordon kicks to Oladipo. Vucevic is screen on Stevenson. Oladipo dishes to Payton. Johnson the screen. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Charlotte has gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Stevenson passes to Walker. They set the screen.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
You know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
Cody Zeller's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. The dish to Walker. The three. It's hauled in by Harris. Orlando trailing here. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
And, Kevin, I thought they put together a fantastic offensive game plan in that win. They knew exactly how to exploit the defense, and they really got on a nice roll.
And exploit them they did, see. They were relentless. They kept so much pressure on the defenders over the course of that game.
Williams kicks to Stevenson. Up top, Walker. Back to Stevenson. The shot is off. Johnson with the defensive effort. Orlando, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Back to Oladipo. Johnson up top. Johnson draws the double. Just 5 on the clock. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. As we get a break in the action, now let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at Orlando. Right now, they're locked into 3rd place in the conference, looking to get a high seed for the playoffs. And, of course, Charlotte, right now, quite a ways down below.
When I look at Orlando, they've been the story of the regular season in my mind, smashing expectations and really taking the league by storm.
Yeah, they've been impressive, no doubt about it. Among the league's best as we approach the postseason.
And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Williams for 3. It's hauled in by the Magic. Payton with the ball. Now guarded by Stevenson. Johnson with a screen on Stevenson. Oladipo for 3. They get the rebound. Left side, Gordon. Payton kicks to Oladipo. Johnson outside. Inside. Here's Gordon trying to get back on track. And he sinks the layup. Gordon's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
Well, that's the key to basketball. Get the ball inside, into the paint, either with a pass or with penetration.
Now, here's Stevenson. His last outing with 20 points. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Stevenson. Passes it to Zeller. And stolen by Gordon. Johnson outside. Good D by Stevenson. Charlotte trailing. He kicks to Kid Gilchrist. And it is flushed down with a nice jam. Here's Neal, guarded by Green. Payton against Walker. He passes to Neal. Back to Walker. 6 on the shot clock. Free throw line jump shot. And he gets the jumper to drop. And now it's an 8-point Hornets lead.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Kemba Walker, quick, got a great handle on the ball. He's a blur in transition. And what I like about him, he's always looking to push the tempo for easy baskets, and he's tough, not afraid of the moment.
And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Kid Gilchrist and Vonleh at the forwards. Kemba Walker is out there with Gary Neal. And it's Biyombo at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Walker kicks to Neal. to Biombo. Vucevic on him. Charlotte moving the ball around. And he gets the bucket. Neal's got his first 2 points. And Walker tough to stay in front of, but yet Clark, he's become a great finisher around the rim.
Well, you know, you have to be able to do that at his size. He's listed at 6'1", which I think is really generous. He's more 5'10", 5'11", and he understands that's an area that he has to continue to expand and add to be the potent offensive player he's capable of being.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, guys. Garbage man in their last game against the Hawks just played phenomenal. He ended up with 38 points and collected 6 huge rebounds to go with that. Just absolutely incredible numbers from him in a game you didn't want to miss. So glad we were here to watch it, Kevin.
Great, Doris. Thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance, Clark, here tonight?
I'd say no chance, partner. And that's not a knock against him. It's just that he was so good that night, I don't think he can possibly do it 2 games in a row.
He was Kellogg'ian. Is that a word? We can use that word.
It is now.
Oh, look at Steve. He didn't like that. Look at him.
Let's just say he was really good. Gary Neal is 6'4" shooter, played 3 seasons with the Spurs, and before that a long time in Europe. Deep range on his shot, and he's able to hit from a standstill or on the move.
And Neal, the combo guard size, but he's more of a shooter than a playmaker.
Yeah, you know, he does better defending shooting guards in most matchups as well, Kevin, but the offensive end, I think, is where he makes his mark, and that's what you focus on with Gary Neal. He's going to give you scoring.
Now, here's Kid Gilchrist. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston.
And his shot blocking was a major factor in that game, Kevin. 3 blocks, strong presence in the paint.
The Magic trailed by 5. Here's Oladipo. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
I think he was surprised to see the pass coming his way, and he reacted a little late.
Charlotte making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Henderson kicks to Walker. There's the pass to Stevenson. And Johnson sends it back. Payton dishes to Johnson. It's Oladipo on the wing. Another miss by Orlando. Charlotte leading by 5. Henderson kicks to Williams. Outside, Walker. Stevenson against Oladipo. Stevenson left side. Charity stripe shot. And that's good for 2. And the Hornets lead by 7.
A nice piece of work there. Find a little space and pull the trigger.
Johnson with a screen on Walker. Williams against Harris. Out to Payton. No one near him. Count the bucket. Payton's got his first bucket of the night.
That is a very low percentage shot, Kevin, but it's the result they were looking for at the end of the day.
And Walker kicks to Williams. Henderson passes to Walker. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That's purely a hustle play there. Getting to the offensive glass for the tip in, well done.
And that's, a quality you see any strong offensive rebounder possess. And we saw it right there.
Yeah, it's the anticipation more than anything. It's understanding where that ball is going before anybody else on the floor does.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Charlotte.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
How about his scoring in the first half? I mean, he's looked like a different player out there today.
He really has, Steve. It's been a pleasant surprise for him, that's for sure. I mean, he really hit on something that worked in those first 2 quarters.
Johnson in at the 3. Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. Payton at the 1 with Oladipo by his side at the 2. That's the group for Jacques Vaughn getting going here in the second half. Stevenson dishes to Biyombo. Walker a screen on Vucevic. Biyombo kicks to Walker. Feeds it to Stevenson. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, Kevin, his ball skills are almost second to none. Fakes guys literally out of their shoes sometimes with that dribble.
Well, that tight handle, that rush hour handle, I call it. The things he can do with the ball make him a very entertaining player to watch, Steve.
Johnson outside. He feeds it to Vucevic. It's Oladipo on the wing. Payton outside. Pass to Johnson. The Magic need to get a shot off here.
Well, he didn't quit on the play. He defended the shot, contested it, and then got back straight to the glass.
Walker against Payton. Walker the pass to Stevenson. Kicks to Biyombo. Orlando grabs the miss. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. Stevenson with it. Now Payton defending. Kid Gilchrist. Lays it up and banks it in. Kid Gilchrist has got 5.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
That's been so critical, Clark, because whenever they have gotten the ball into the paint, it's resulted in points, it seems like. And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Walker goes in. And that one's good. And now it's a 10-point Charlotte lead. And so here's Orlando. Johnson with a screen on Walker. Payton dishes to Johnson. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. He's got 12. Hornets leading by 8.
Kevin, here we can get a look at Charlotte and what kind of numbers they put up these last 10 games. 9th in blocks, 15th in rebounding, and team assists, not a strong point for this team. Top 20 in the league. They tend to do a lot of their scoring off one-on-one moves.
And this is a team that really relies on those blocks that you talked about, Clark, because when they're at their best, they're really challenging every shot. They cover up, they close out on jump shooters, and if you penetrate and get to the rim, they've got a host of shot blockers there waiting for you. He had to fade away there. The defense was all over him, and he got it off, just couldn't get it to go.
Vucevic is really a very capable mid-range jump shooter, but his post repertoire is still a work in progress, very much so. With his size and touch, you'd really like to see him develop that back-to-the-basket game.
The Hornets have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, as you know, great post scoring is a bit of a lost art in the NBA, but Al Jefferson is a throwback player. He said, you know what gets me going? When I spin to the baseline real quick, get you off your feet, go under you, and throw it up fast. That's better than any windmill or 360 dunk I could ever do. Kevin?
Oh, Al loves to operate down low. Thank you, Doris.
Boy, and I love Jefferson's great footwork on the low box. I mean, he's always keeping defenders off balance.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Tries it from 19. And the shot is long.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Walker against Payton. Vonleh setting the pick for Walker. Stevenson. The feed to Vonleh. Backs him down. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, he tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
And Walker kicks to Biyombo. Kid Gilchrist a screen on Bargnani. And it's Walker penetrating. He dishes it to Biyombo. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Bargnani passes to Gordon. Left side, Gordon. And Oladipo kicks to Gordon. Good on the triple. Gordon's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Dishes it to Kid Gilchrist. It's Henderson on the wing. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Stolen by Bargnani. Now Oladipo. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Back to Bargnani. And Oladipo kicks to Johnson. That's good. And now just a 2-point Hornets lead. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for the Magic.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys. And all the steals we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers. He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Oladipo dishes to Johnson. Passes it to Bargnani. Some nice ball movement by the Magic.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy, just really working hard on the board.
Biyombo kicks to Henderson. There's a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot misses. And it's the Magic taking it the other way.
A theme that has unfortunately come up for this Orlando franchise is their inability to keep a franchise talent for long. Of course, you think both about Shaq and Dwight Howard and their exits.
Gordon against Walker. Vonleh. The dish out to Henderson. And taken away by Johnson. Gordon kicks to Johnson. And now here's a quick peek at the best rookie free throw shooters over the course of the past month. And you look at Johnson, second in the NBA. So great from the line. And, of course, Noah Vonleh.
Well, they're both fundamentally sound.
Here's Johnson. He's got 17. Inside to Vucevic. Can't cash in from close range. And about Orlando and their stars, is it better, Clark, to have had stars and lost them, or to never have had stars at all?
Well, it's a different kind of heartache, that's for sure. I think you'd rather have them and lose them than not to have them at all. But Orlando has seen a lot of success for how long they've been a franchise. They'd like to be able, though, looking ahead, to keep that next star that's wearing a Magic uniform right now.
That's good. And it's Peyton with the assist. Peyton's got assist number 7 for him tonight. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Cole, the pass to Stevenson. He kicks it to Cole. Shot clock at 6. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Cole's got 4 this quarter.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
And the basket by Johnson.
And his stroke has been dead on. Inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him.
1 second separating the shot clock in game clock. Stevenson with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Not loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. The Magic making a switch here. Here's Peyton. 5 points in the game. And here is Johnson. Misses. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Hornets.
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. setting the floor for the Hornets. Walker runs the point with Stevenson flanking him. Kid Gilchrist and Vonleh at the forwards. And it's Biombo at the center, filling out the middle.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
Stevenson dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Back to Stevenson. Clock is at 3. The kick out to Walker. The putback, and it's Biombo with the jam. Now it's a 7-point Charlotte lead.
That kind of putback turns a simple rebound into a highlight play.
He assaulted the glass, you're right, then assaulted the rim.
Yeah, now that's getting the job done on the board.
Oladipo off the pick from Johnson, and Oladipo kicks to Johnson. Drills the elbow jumper. Johnson's got 11 in the second half.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
To the paint. Vonleh, the pass to Stevenson. Feeds it to Vonleh. Defended by Gordon. Shot from 6. Again, the Hornets score.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got it going.
Oladipo with the ball. Now guarded by Stevenson. Oladipo dishes to Green. Back to Oladipo. Blocking foul. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be Lance Stevenson.
Well, quite an interesting upbringing for Victor Oladipo. His mother and father immigrated from Nigeria. They ingrained a great work ethic in their children. But his father in particular didn't really approve of his son's focus on basketball. But Victor was undeterred.
Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Charlotte. Shot's good by Walker.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Johnson sets the screen for Oladipo. Pass to Johnson. Makes the lead pass. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And Oladipo growing up the only son among 4 children with a strict, somewhat distant father. In a lot of ways, his coaches and teammates became a kind of second family. And he latched onto his coaches for guidance.
Peyton, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And Walker kicks to Henderson. He passes to Kid Gilchrist. He feeds it to Henderson. Orlando grabs the miss. Vucevic has got 8 rebounds in this game. And the story goes that Oladipo in his sophomore year in high school broke his foot. And Clark, rather than stay home, he went to practices and ran the scoreboard, even swept the gym, I'm told.
Yeah, he said he didn't want the coaches to forget about him, Kevin. This is a true gym rat mentality, and that's part of the reason he's played as well as he has in the NBA.
Johnson, the pass to Gordon. Harris dishes to Johnson. The pass to Gordon. 6 feet out. Some solid defense from Kid Gilchrist.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Henderson against Johnson. Henderson, no good.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
From 8.
That foul gives him 4, so he's just 2 away from being Dairy Queen.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Well, the Bobcats then, now Hornets, might have been a little bit late to the analytics movement, but that's going on in the NBA all over the place. And they're full-time on it now.
Yeah, they're all over it. Last season, they had a half dozen of their staff devoted to analytics.
And it's Walker penetrating. Pass to Henderson. Back to Walker. Right side to Walker. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Walker's got 4 points in the quarter. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, over the break, I listened in on Jacques Vaughn's huddle. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
Johnson's shot is off. Hornets leading by 3. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Walker's shot is off. The Magic have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And the basket by Johnson.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
On the remix, hold the flick, so check it. Before I step down when I'm in your town, you know I got to.
Johnson against Henderson. Kicks it to Walker. Now the feed to Biyombo. 5 to shoot. Back to Walker. Shoots a fader. No luck. Payton with some nice D.
Like he's just trying to showcase his range, but he could probably get a better shot in that possession.
Yeah, he sure could. It doesn't do you any good if you miss it from that deep.
And Walker kicks to Henderson. He dishes it to Biyombo. Passes to Henderson. Walker. And Gordon over to help. It's Henderson on the wing. Nailed from three-point land. And the Hornets lead by 4. The Magic have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Johnson with a screen on Walker. Harris kicks to Payton. Dishes it to Johnson. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Johnson! And that's now 29 points for Johnson.
Man, he has been their unquestioned leader offensively this quarter.
Outside, Walker. Left side, Walker. That is good. Walker's got 10 points in just the second half. Payton right side. Johnson outside. To the inside. And it's out of bounds to the Magic as Orlando will retain possession. And Stevenson's checked in for the Hornets. Johnson attacking. Back to Gordon. And it's out of bounds to the Magic as Orlando will retain possession. Vucevic setting the pick for Johnson. And a miss there off the inbound. Hornets leading by 4. Outside, Walker. On the wing, Stevenson. Stevenson right side. Biyombo. And stolen by Payton. Payton left side. Right side, Gordon. Johnson up top. Johnson draws the double. And it comes off the front of the rim. Charlotte has gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. The dish to Vonleh. Back to Walker. Clock at 6. On the wing. And there's another one for the Hornets. Orlando, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Oladipo dishes to Johnson. Got a piece of it. Oladipo, the pass to Johnson. Back to Oladipo. It's good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. And that bucket ignites the crowd.
Crucial bucket there, and you hear it in their reaction.
And you can feel the energy throughout this building right now. What a huge shot.
Stevenson drives in. He kicks it to Kid Gilchrist. Feeds to Biyombo.
Well, they're still within reach, but they need a hoop pretty much every time down the floor.
Well, they've got a little life, but they better execute every time.
The Hornets have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, you can't let them pound the ball and just milk those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a few misses at the line.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
That makes it a two-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Here's Payton. No good from outside. And that'll be Charlotte as it goes out of bounds. Hornets retain possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
And here comes Walker. 5 seconds left in the game. A shot by Johnson, no good. And so it's Charlotte with the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And that'll wrap it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan, and thanks for tuning in.
Your team couldn't get the win, but you played a pretty good individual game. Is bittersweet the right description for how you're feeling right now?
Nah, not at all. I can't be happy when we lose. Even if I score 50 or drop a triple-double or something. It really loses all the excitement if it's not part of a win. I do feel like I was playing the way I want to out there, and that's good, but it's only a small part of the picture. There's so much more going on to consider. Individual performance only gets you so far.
We behaving hard. We behaving hard. Fast one, slow one. We behaving hard. We behaving hard.
Here we go, huh?
Fast one, slow one. We behaving
Yo, when I was young, man, my dad had a house. I catch a contact and talk like Eka Mouse. Go to school, act like I'm pulling out. Kinda funny, cause I used to freak my teachers out. Like, dang, dang, diddy, dang, dang. Sin, so much me go